And welcome back to the Ruby Tuesday. My name's Ruben, and this is my review for Shazam Fury of the Gods, the sequel to Shazam. Obviously, we have the same director, and I'm going to be doing a non-spoiler review so you can enjoy this. Just kind of letting you know, is it worth your time? Should you spend your time going out to the cinema watching another superhero movie? Because we seem to be inundated with them. Is it really worth going to see another one? Let's discuss. The film continues the story of teenage Billy Batson, who upon reciting the magic word Shazam is transformed into the adult superhero alter ego Shazam. So where the first film really deals with Zachary Levi's character Shazam, or Billy Batson, he was learning what it means to have superpowers. At the end of the first one, we saw his whole family, or his surrogate family, receive powers. Really, this film is exploring a little bit what it means to live with those powers, a family with superheroes trying to become a superhero team, and our character desperately trying not to get too much older. He doesn't want change and things to happen in his world. Of course, then we have the shit hit the fan, and that's when we have the story, the MacGuffin of the thing that's going to teach our character what it is he needs to learn along the way. You know, that thing, that tried and tested formula that these superhero films have. It's one of those that you've seen before. It doesn't do anything really that new, but actually has so much heart to it that I didn't mind that it wasn't changing the face of the hero formula, because we've had so many, but we've had so many recently, not going to mention any names, that are quite lackluster or doesn't really make you care about the characters or the journey they're going on. And I think the success is mostly due to Zachary Levi, who has cut his teeth on comedy or timing of comedy, the delivery of dialogues in the series Chuck. For 5 seasons, he was really kind of just getting to grips of that formula and got it hands down. One of my favorite series, especially because I just love that character. And taking that timing and putting it in with the delivery of another film where he's just at home in delivering that sort of thing, but then dealing with the weight and responsibility of now kind of having to save his city and probably the world. And that you feel perfectly. It's timed really well. And then, of course, you're going to get the mystical nature of this because it's all surrounded in magic. In this second film, we have actors like Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu, who are our antagonists, without doing a spoiler as to why they're there and why they're fighting our family. This film really embraces the mythical nature, the magics. It feels Harry Potter in essence, or in places. You'll know what I mean when there's a certain set, you'll see it and you'll be like, oh, that's very Harry Potter. It's just the thing that most reviewers or people talk about in reference because it's the big one. So I'm using that as a reference point, but also so many other mythical creatures that you've seen will be on display here. And I'm amazed at what they managed to accomplish with the 100 million budget compared to what has been on display with double that or more than that, and not getting nearly as good as the design. Now, one of the things, if you've seen teasers or trailers, you'll know that there is a dragon in this, and the creature character design for the dragon is so cool. In fact, we get more of the dragon on screen than I was expecting to, and I was just like enamored by the visual expertise, the design of it. Now, that's not the only creature on display here. Because they're really leaning into that mythical nature of the story, it showcases a number of mythical creatures. If you've seen the trailer, you'll know a few of them. But suffice to say, they look incredible. And the thing that complements that is the sound design. The sound design here is something that you need to go to the cinema for, in the biggest, loudest screen possible. Because literally the one I was watching at, if you get to see it in IMAX, the chairs reverberate. The sound feels like it changes and shimmers literally in the air because of the sound that they're using for certain creatures or moments is no longer the boom that we've had lots of, that every single hero film tends to use when there's a big explosion. Ever since Inception started using the Hans Zimmer boom, they're doing their own thing. and that is unique throughout it. So the sound design, I don't often talk about sound design much, but here it was incredible. You know, much like Maverick, the sound design stood out there, Top Gun Maverick, it really stood out for me alongside with that score. So Christoph Beck, who is the composer for this film, he's done things like The Muppets, Ant-Man, Frozen, Free Guy, Hawkeye, Wonder Vision, and the timeless Bring It On. I swear I'm not a whore! So he knows what he's doing and really complements this wonderful big adventure. It feels big, with brass tones and orchestra pieces and swells in the right places. The last half an hour of this movie is the culmination, the building up as to where our characters needed to be to learn something about themselves. You know, that journey, like I was mentioning at the beginning, that our characters will go on. And so we still have our characters in the film that spend time with each other like we did in the first one, that are great on screen together. And talking of which, Jamun Hunsu, who is the wizard again, gets more screen time than I was expecting, and every time he's on screen he's eating it up with Zachary Levi, or one of the kids. He is really playing off his character. His character gets more of a defined role, which I really appreciate. Unfortunately, not all characters, some of the kids or the other heroes don't get enough time or background story for me to care much about them. And talking about them, my only real negativity of this film is that the bad guys, Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu, feel underutilized. There is a semblance of a story as to why they're doing what they're doing, and you kind of understand that, but no time is really given to, like, there's no real flashbacks, there's no really meat of the story. You feel like you need another 10-15 minutes, giving them some time to chew up the scenery, because these are great actors, but really when it comes down to it, Lucy Liu just feels like a bad guy for being a bad guy's sake. I'm evil, I'm boah. Now that doesn't detract from how fun the film is, and I was able to put that aside and enjoy the escapism, the popcorn blockbuster fun that this film is. And that's what this film is. It's fun. Like, if you're looking for a complete escape adventure with your family, to have some heart, to care about some of the characters, to want them to win in the end, that is this film, and it does it well with the budget. The creatures look great, the score, sound, editing, all of that is awesome. Just typical bad guys aren't enough. They haven't had time to develop them. So all in all, I would say it's probably a 3.5 Nicolas Cages out of 5, but because of that sound design, because of the creature design, I'm gonna kick it up to a 4.
And you got one. Congratulations.
It's probably not, but my enjoyment of it makes it go there. Let me know your thoughts and feelings once you've seen it. How much did you like the first one? Once you've seen both, let me know who is your favorite character and how you would rank them. Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.